Is there anything America loves more than a story about redemption? And is there anything more Christian? If there's one beautiful thing about life, it's that people can change. Growing up, my dad struggled with drugs and alcohol, but through his return to faith and family, my dad was able to get clean and turn his life around in such a way that people couldn't believe that he even struggled with drugs in the first place. Failure is a fact of life. It happens. We screw up, we fall. The real question is what we do after falling. Do we get back up? Do we turn our lives around? Do we break the cycle? We only lose if we we only lose if we quit trying. Today's guest embodies redemption. Duke Tanner is from Gary, Indiana, and he's a former undefeated boxing champion at 19 and 0. That's right, 19 and 0. Duke's promising boxing career came to an end at the age of 24 when he was sentenced to double life in prison for a first-time non-violent drug offense, but was granted clemency by President Trump after serving 16 years. The most impressive and courageous thing I find about Duke is that he maintained a bond with his son while in prison. Duke Tanner, welcome to the Terry Schilling Show. Thanks so much for coming on, brother. I really appreciate it. Can we just jump right into it? I mean, because I think a lot of people know about your story with boxing, but I do think that it's incredible to me and incredibly impressive that you were able to maintain a relationship with your son while being incarcerated, especially in light of the fact that there are so many dads out there today who abandon their kids entirely. Can you talk a little bit about what that was like with your son while you were in prison and what really motivated you?
Most definitely. First off, I'm always give my praise and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Um, when they put those cuffs around me, the first thing I thought about was him. It was one day after his birthday. He just turned 2 years old, and I knew that it was gonna be a ride. So I got on my knees on that steel and I said, God, give me the strength to take whatever I got coming, but give me also a relationship with my son. And every move I made, every decision I made was led through prayer. And second was like, I got to get home to my son. And with that being said, I was able to conquer the unconquerable. And it's working in his life as well. So he saw that, and he said so many people will see me, pops, and they be like, your dad is such a great guy. Your dad is this, your dad is that. But it's like, I'm not seeing it. So I wondered, but he said last at a celebration when he made a toast for me for my birthday and getting a party, he said, everything that everybody said, my dad is really that. And now I get to see it. So it was amazing. So.
Yeah, no, look, that's incredible. So, like, in a lot of ways, your son was like the motivation for keeping everything together and for sticking things through.
And to not giving up without, of course, reading the Bible and our faith is gonna be tested. But I believe God allowed me, our son, to strengthen my faith.
One thing I want to unpack a little bit because I do think it's interesting that the Democrats like to brand themselves as the party of protecting black people, but you were basically ignored by President Obama. You were ignored by President Biden, and it was President Trump that helped you. Can we pull up image A, please? I don't know if you can see this, Duke, but it's you with President Trump. So, what was that like meeting him and working with him? Do you keep in touch with him at all?
No, I don't have a relationship with him. I came home working and doing what I was gonna do for the community and the world and the people of God. And I was blessed to be in Mar-a-Lago or to be at another event that he was at. And I was able to get introduced to him, and he remembered my case. And he said, I got this, my son was with me. He just said, hey, you got it hard, son. Like, but keep it up, keep working, and keep being all you can be. A lot of people riding on you. So I'm like, whoa, this guy really following me. This guy know who I am. And and I see now why it led to something that you're probably gonna talk about, show us in the video that happened May 28th of 2025.
Yeah. He he is a fascinating guy because if anyone believes in redemption stories, it's Trump, right? I mean, he had the whole world fall on him, and he does. I've heard you're not the only person that's told me a story like that. It seems that he comes to a lot of people when they're in need of aid and gives them those types of encouraging words, and I think that's one of the things that makes him really special.
Right.
Um, so you spent 16 years in prison. What were some of the things you learned and experienced there while also juggling, being a father and being active there?
Oh man, I experienced some things that I never expected in life, as far as in a bad side as well as in a good side, Um, the countless of murders, stabbings, you know, beatings and fights, the just the total disrespect from the staff to the inmates. Um, but I also saw guys rehabilitate self rehabilitate. I saw guys that they say that wasn't fit for society that grew out of it from age programs, maybe a female that came into life or whatever, and it changed these guys to make these guys really deserving of a second chance. And it's a whole nother world. I was in federal custody, so therefore you got every race, every religion, every state. And by me being in maximum security, I was there with the worst of them. So I saw everything, saw all type of talent. Basketball players, football players, baseball players, golf players. I mean, if you name it, they was there.
And so, what I mean, I obviously your son. I mean, was motivation for you to keep going and to stay strong. What impacted your faith playing all this?
Oh man, I got to really I knew who God was, but I had to get a relationship. I had to read. I had to study the Bible, and I started to put it into my lifespan. And it was working. It was the only thing that was working. It was the only thing that wasn't letting me down. So I stayed true to it, and I applied it to my life. And the power of prayer is just amazing.
That it is. And you know what? The best thing about God is that He's the one that's always going to be there for you, even when no one else is.
Yes.
Um, I do want to go back to the fatherlessness crisis because I think that's where you really stand out, right? Regardless of everything else you've done in your incredible career and life. I mean, it's again, I can't tell you how motivating it is and how inspirational it is that you maintain that relationship. Can we pull up image B, please? So you've done some work with America First Policies Institute, one of my favorite groups, and they've produced a lot of data and some reports about the fatherlessness crisis in America. And one of the stats that they included in their most recent report was that one out of every four U.S. children are born into a home without a father. That's
Yes.
18.3 million children who don't have a dad. What what would be your message to the fathers out there that each dad I've talked to dads that aren't really that involved in their kids life, and it's always a different story. Sometimes the mom's terrible and
No
impossible to
excuse.
deal with. What would be your message to fathers that have maybe screwed up their fatherhood with their children or need to get back engaged? What would you say to these dads?
I say try to fix it. If it's unfixable, be that father for someone else. And the same thing for other fathers. So it'll trickle down. So therefore, you might not be able to be the father to your own biological children, but the kid's mom might have found another man who's not a dad or maybe not been a dad to his kids. Now he's being a father to yours. So they got that father. Or go and regain that relationship. It's never a reason for you not to be a father. That's one thing. I didn't let the double life sentence in federal prison stop me from being a father. My son is my best friend. People would think that I never went away to prison. He was my best man in my wedding. He's always on the right of me. He's preparing himself to take over the real estate business that I'm putting together and these programs I'm putting together now. He is the legacy. And I told Jack Brewer at our last interview that we have to switch the narrative. The narrative that was put back in the day was a girl's first love is her dad, and the son hero is his dad. Switch it. My son is my hero. I tell him that all the time. Your daughter, you need to tell her, you are my first love. You're my true love. So therefore, she can understand that she's that queen and she's supposed to be loved and cared for and carried like that. And the son, you are the hero. So imagine how hard he's gonna work to be my hero. We have to change. And that's what's gonna help these kids. And that's the next generation and the generations to come.
No, I think that's exactly right. You know, dads have to teach their sons. They have to set expectations for them. And you know, I love the psychology there. You're telling your kid that he's your hero, which kind of makes
100%.
him not want to let you down.
Right. So now the pressure's on him.
That's right. And and young men, if we know anything about them, is that they love challenges and they thrive with challenges. They might come up short or they might make some mistakes along the way, but there's nothing worse for young men than idle hands, right? And not having
My son.
responsibility and expectations. And I do just want to say, dude, because I know I can tell just by talking to you that you're the same mindset as I am, which is that as the father, you know, I've got 7 kids.
Whoa.
I want each
Whoa.
one of my kids to beat me, right? And I don't think I'm unique in that regard. I think most dads, you know, if you're doing your fatherhood right, you want your children to be more successful, better people than you are. And I don't think that's unfair. I think that's how it's supposed to be.
They must be better. That's what's gonna make the world better. If you don't want your children to be better than you stop in the world. So now he's my son's gonna want his children to be better than him. So then therefore that just make the world continue to elevate.
Yeah. And those daughters, man, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you have any, but the daughters are just they're a totally different breed. And I just tell people your number one role as a father is to love your daughter. That's it. Like
But you
don't try to
teach her,
understand them, just love them,
but
you know?
you teach her that she's supposed to be loved. So therefore she do the right things and read the right man to where he don't not be at home and he be a real father. Cause she's not gonna accept nothing less. My daddy loved me. So you gonna love me and you're gonna love our children.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing is it's like being a father is not that hard. I mean, it's challenging, it's grueling at some points, but it's really just about being there for your kids and making
Right.
sure that they know that you love them, right? And
But
I think
it's
that's what's so beautiful about your story is your son never doubted that you loved him, right? Because
that's
you were
one thing
there.
he's not gonna do. But it's 365 days. That's a father's job. And a mother too. I mean, we can speak about fathers all day long, but a lot of these mothers, they out there being a mom and dad. So we gotta take our hat off and salute them. And let's help. Let's help them. I try to the kids down the street. He ain't got no dad. I talk to them. All right, I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm gonna give you the father figure picture. You like my son. You like how he move. You look at our relationship. You know, we gotta spread that, and maybe these fathers will come back around.
Yeah. No, that's right. These moms are doing the job of both parents in a lot of situations, and it's terrible. And look, I think that just as a man, you have 3 roles really. It's provider, protector, and obviously to procreate. I saw a really good video the other day with Professor Scott Galloway on The View where he's giving this lecture. But I don't think that being a protector as a man stops just at your family. I think that if you're in public, on the subway even, and you see bad stuff going on, it's your job to step up and make sure that that thing's that subway car is a safe place, that the streets are a safe place. Like we all, as men, we have a duty and a responsibility to protect not just our families, but to protect the people around us. People should feel comfortable when they're around men.
Better neighborhood, better city. Better city, better state. Better states, better United States of America. That's and the fathers play the key in that. That's our job, our duty, that's our responsibility. It's no excuse to not to be the protector, provider, or the father.
That's right. Duke, I got a couple more minutes here, and I can't have this conversation without talking about boxing. So tell us a little bit about your glory days and who was the toughest guy you got in the ring with.
That was my dream, man. I love it. I'll be hurt sometimes because I didn't get to do it, but I I got another role in life and had another fight. And boxing prepared me through the discipline, the dedication and determination to pass through the prison system. My hardest fight was a guy named Kenny Snow. It's probably about my 12th fight. He actually broke my nose. I didn't listen, but I wasn't supposed to fight this guy till about 5 or 6 fights down. And I ended up fighting him early. I learned a lot from him. Uh, I love boxing. My nephew is doing great. His name Breon Gore. He's 19 and old. Actually tied my record. He's finna get ready to break it. He's an all around better fighter, more disciplined, more humble than me. Um, by the grace of God, now I'm off probation because the president gave me a presidential pardon May 28th. So I have a clean record now. I can go wherever I want to go. And I'm gonna get a little more involved with his career and show him a little sweet science, little tricks that I know. And I'm gonna enjoy it through his life. And I'm gonna continue to help communities. I'm trying to work with the hood right now. Me and my team, Impact Growth Capital, we created a pilot program to go inside the communities for public housing, rebuild the houses, but we created a system using AI to give them a companion to help get off the system. And this is something that's being introduced. It's going to be the biggest thing. It's going to be able to help us get back into the neighborhoods, strengthen the fathers, and make these places better.
Do you see any correlations or similarities between what it takes to become a successful boxer and to become a good successful father?
Yeah, this dedication, determination. You got to be patient with with your kids. You got to be there morning, noon, and night, rain, sleet, or snow. No matter what the situation is, you still got to produce love. That's the same thing with boxing. You get knocked down, get back up. The kids come first. The Bible says that they tell you to honor your mother and father, but they also tell the father to not bring wrath into the home. So therefore, we can't play with the word. Let's use all of it.
Yeah. No, I love it. Duke, I want to talk about your book real quick.
Please.
I need to buy a copy of this. Can we pull up Image C, please?
Duke got life.
Duke Got Life. Tell us about this book and where can people get it?
Go on Amazon and get it. It's a must read book. It's an easy read book. You're gonna learn a lot. My son actually wrote his chapter. We didn't edit nothing about it. It's a must read. I wrote the book to allow people to know my fight to get out of prison, just my fight to survive, to be where I'm at now in life, and also let them know what the president done for me. And now I gotta write another book because we got another big chapter. I just got the pardon, so we gotta write another book.
Well, I'm gonna go buy this today, and as soon as I'm done reading it, I'm gonna give it to my sons because I'm sure there's a lot of lessons for them to learn in it as well.
A must read, and it's the truth.
Duke, where
So,
where can people find you online and follow you?
they do got like um on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's all the same. It's Duke Got Life. It'll come up. Please go on there and find me. But go get the book from Amazon. It's a must read.
All right. Hey, Duke, thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to having you back again and meeting you in person sometime. Would love to have you at one of our events at American Principles. But thank you so much for joining. It's been a real honor.
I think you should read the book and then let's do a chapter, your favorite chapter out the book. I haven't done it with no one yet, but I saw this online about reading a chapter of a book and doing it on like some type of podcast and break that chapter down.
Let's do it. I'm in. I'm in. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll definitely be in touch about doing that down the road.
All right, God bless.
Thank you, Duke.